says employees at Forest Hills Cavalry Cemetery saw the gravesite intact when they left the day before.
Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Trey again to y'all in the video. Hope y'all having a very great day. Hope y'all having a very great week. My day is going absolutely blessed. Big shout out to all the channel members and subscribers to the Trey King Show family. And much love to each and every last one of you all. And you all, we have a story out of Missouri by way of Kansas. And big shout out to everybody in the great state of Missouri and everybody inside the great city of Kansas. Now, before I start this story, I want to send a special thank you out to my channel members and also to my subscribers for sending me this story. And also, keep these stories coming. And you all, I have one question to ask you all. Well, actually, several questions to ask you all. But I have one main question I want to ask you all. What would you do if someone dug your loved one up and also at the same time desecrated their grave? This story right here, where we have a man who has been dead for 27 and a half years. And he goes by the name of Delshon Priest. Troublesome event once again. Now, you would think that by a person being already dead for 27 and a half years because he was shot and killed in the great city of Kansas on January the 22nd of 1998. Now, you would think by a man being dead for 27 and a half years, people will move on, people will let bygones be bygones, and guess what? Let the past be the past. But you have some people who are not like that. Some people never forgive, and also some people never forget. Now, one thing I'm going to say about this story, even though it sounds very strange, and out of 9 years on YouTube almost, I have never, ever did a story where somebody desecrated a grave and also did it to this degree. And now it all went down on July the 2nd around 9:30 a.m. that morning when it was discovered that Delshon Priest's grave was desecrated. And the name of the cemetery happened to go by the name of Forest Hill Cavalry Cemetery. Now, you have a lot of people on social media blaming the cemetery, but you all got to understand one thing. You cannot blame the cemetery, even though maybe the cemetery should have had surveillance cameras set up and also had a way where it would have been impossible for anybody to run a vehicle through these gates. Now, in order for that to happen, you have to have these gates reinforced, which would cost the cemetery a lot of money. Now, true enough, they got the money because guess what? It costs to bury your loved ones. So on one hand, we have a group of people blaming the cemetery, but at the same time, we need to be blaming the bastards and also trying to hunt these bastards down that did this. Because in my honest opinion, you're not even fit to live because what kind of person does that? So let me ask you all one question before we dive deep into the story, family. What do you think really took place at Forest Hill Cavalry Cemetery where Delshon Priest's grave was desecrated? And now as you all see the screenshot, you also have the news media saying that this is not the only grave that has been desecrated in the great city of Kansas. So to my people in Kansas City, for those who are listening today, how many times in recent years, in the last year or two, whatever, have you all heard about a grave being desecrated? Me personally, I haven't heard a damn thing. And I'm not trying to be funny or facetious because I look at it just like this. If that was true what they're saying, that this is not the only grave that has been desecrated. If that was true, why haven't we heard any other stories about a grave being desecrated in Kansas City? Because I know, number one, I would have already received that information. Now think about this also, family, while we dive a little deeper into this story. What kind of person does that? And also, what kind of tools did they use? I mean, was it pneumatic? Was it some kind of dynamite or something? They had to use some kind of device or devices. Also adding to that point, how can one get past, number one, the sight of seeing a dead person's skeleton? And also, how can you get past the smell? Because as one of Delshon Priest's family members stated, so how in the hell can you get past that? And also, what type of person does that? But hopefully when the family find out who done this, y'all will rear back and kick the living hell out of them. Anyway, let's begin.
So bad that they would just tear his grave up like that.
What was once a final resting place is now in disarray. Tonight, police are looking for whoever tried to dig up this grave right here.
Yeah, these pictures show the damage left behind, the casket visibly dented, the cement vault dismantled, leaving loved ones really searching for answers. It happened at Forest Hill Cavalry Cemetery on Troost Avenue, not too far from Holmes Park. Police say they believe the suspect rammed a vehicle through the cemetery's front gate to access the grave.
And now, as the news reporter stated, they stated that the police believe that it was a vehicle used. But what kind of vehicle did this? Number one, in my honest opinion, I believe that it was a truck because no car could have done this damage. And look how high this damage is on this fence. Chances are that was a truck. But what kind of truck? And also, who does that to their own vehicle trying to get back at somebody? If it was get back at somebody who's been deceased 27 and a half years. Think about that. And now let's continue.
And the big question here that everyone has is why? Why would someone try and dig somebody up?
So let me ask you all this. Why do you think this incident took place at this gravesite? Why do you think whoever done this, or the one person or the people that have done this, why did they do this? And also, do you think this is a random event, or was Del'Shawn Priest's grave targeted? In my honest opinion, I believe that his grave was targeted. But for what? Because you got people saying, well, maybe he was buried with some valuables. Now, what valuables that is, I do not know. But at the same time, for those who went to Del'Shawn Priest's funeral, his mom, his family, that is, they know what he was buried with. So was he buried with jewelry, or was he buried with something else that people consider value? If that was not the case, that leads one to believe that what? This whole incident was satanic, because you have people who are devil worshippers, Satan worshippers, they would desecrate graves. So what I'm saying, in other words, they would take something that's supposed to be good and holy and turn it into something evil, as you all see. And that's how the devil operates. Anyway, let's continue.
That family, their emotion boiling up here as they arrived after getting that disturbing call.
Don't play with my people like that.
Tensions were high.
He's dead. He's been dead for 27 years. What can he do?
As loved ones arrived at Forest Hill Cemetery to find Del'Shawn Dupriest's grave like this.
And it was just like somebody had just dug it up and looked like they had put dynamite and just blew it open.
And now people on social media are saying that it's somebody from Del'Shawn Priest's past who done this. Because remember one key thing, that he was shot and killed, basically murdered, in January 22nd of 1998. And now I looked over Kansas City cold case files and also unsolved crimes for those people who have been murdered and their case remains open. And I did not come across Del'Shawn Priest's face, nor did I come across of anything he was saying that his case remained unsolved. So to the family, because you all know who killed Del'Shawn, and also was they ever caught, because it's not listed as his death being a cold case file. So either it's the person who killed him that maybe had went and did some years and got out, or it's just a random attack, or it's some Satan worshipers playing games. But one have to ask themselves, after looking over all these graves at Forest Hill Calvary Cemetery, why pick his grave? Why choose this grave? So either it's targeted, or it's some Satan worshipers playing games. Let's continue.
Jamesetta Blandhood says her only son was killed in 1998. He was a father to 9 and a beloved friend to many.
I really don't know. I don't know if they was looking for something or think he had something. But after 27 years, you know who would do this? Who hate him so bad that they would just tear his grave up like that?
The damage clearly is extensive. The family says he was buried under a cement vault.
What did he have in there that you wanted so bad? It's just awful. It's cruel. I don't know.
And now, as the mom stated, she don't know if the person or people who have done this was looking for something of valuable, but at the same time, like I told you all earlier in the video, the people who was at Del'Shawn Priest's funeral know exactly if he was buried with something or if he wasn't. But think about this key thing, family, and let this register in your mind. What person targets somebody's grave unless they know that person has valuables in there? Because as you all see, once again, this is not the only grave out there. So why choose him? But also ask yourself this. Why would a person wait 27 and a half years to come rob somebody's graves of valuables? You would think that a person would have done that right after the person was buried. Who waits 27 and a half years, 2.5 decades to come rob somebody, to come blow their grave up, desecrate their grave? Think about it, family, and let's continue.
I can't say he did something to somebody because he wasn't even living. He was dead. I don't know. I just don't know. And I thought this would be a safe place.
And now you can see the pain in the mom's face and also hear the pain in her voice. And to Del'Shawn Priest's mom, I'm very saddened that you have to relive this whole event over again, because you would think that it would already been enough for her to have to deal with the fact that she had to bury her son, who was murdered, who was shot and killed. I mean, at what point do people say enough is enough? But at the same time, one got to ask themselves, why would a person go to this length? And also, who waits 27 and a half years after somebody has been buried to do this? And now let's close up.
So mothers and fathers, watch out for your kids. The dead ones too. Watch out for them.
And now in closing, as the mom previously stated, you would think that a cemetery would be a safe place, because what type of person does this at a cemetery? Like, what kind of demons are we dealing with? But also she said that parents, make sure you watch over your children, the ones who are living, and also evidently, in the case of this story, the ones who are deceased. But it's a damn shame that you get murdered and then you go on to the next realm, but you still have people left back here on earth still trying to harm you. And for those people who did that, or for the person who done that, you cannot hurt this man no more, because you can only kill the body one time. I mean, what did you all think that you all was going to accomplish by doing this? So my question is this once again, like I asked you all earlier in the video, do you think this was a random event, or do you think Deshaun Priest was targeted? And also, if he wasn't targeted, and also if this wasn't random, that means one thing, that we are dealing with devil worshippers, because devil worshippers does this type of stuff. Anyway, you all let me know what you think about this story. If there's anything I may have missed or misinformed, which is not my true intent, please let me know in the comment section, or you can email me. We can talk about it more there. If you like the video, push that like button. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. And also share the video with your family and friends. Till next time, you all stay blessed, and I will see y'all soon on next Trey King Show. And guess what? I'm out.